Enter Misery, which ironically, I love this comment real quickly. It is a book about cocaine. It really is. Like it is. I mean, it's metaphoric, obviously. In this case, Annie is kind of the cocaine habit that Stephen King felt he had, and he was Paul Sheldon. But anyways, this was the first movie that came to mind. Like, I know he has more acclaimed films, but for me, he will always be Paul Sheldon in my head because I've always loved Misery. I think it is a fantastic horror movie. And it's just, I mean, Kathy Bates knocks it out of the park. I mean, she just came off a Broadway stage. She wasn't a well-known actress at the time and wins an Oscar for a horror film, which everybody will now call a thriller because horror is a dirty word at the Oscars. We do not say horror, but she was just brilliant. And this is truly how you know how brilliant her performance was. You would freak out. Like, remember that scene where James Caan's in his wheelchair? He's trying to wheel around the house while she's gone, and he knocks over that penguin. He catches it. But when he puts it back on the wrong way, and everybody goes, no! Because she's gonna know! And, like, to build those two actors truly built the tension between those movies. And James Caan played such a good character because he played a likable person, he kind of wasn't likable in a weird way. Like, because there was times where you felt he was being hard on Annie, but then you had to remind yourself, no, Annie's psychotic. Right. But what's your thoughts on Misery and Mr. James Caan's performance?
Well, I think the last part you just talked about, where you start feeling about, how James Caan reacts to Kathy Bates, as the audience member, you start getting that Stockholm syndrome. You start and for a horror film, this could, I don't know if it has been already, so I'm just going to say this is very much a play. This is two people in one room, and it's a really a one act play for the most part, but it really works. And James Caan doing all of the work mostly from a bed, just in this laying position. And where a lot of movie actors will tell you, you don't turn it on until you get the close up. So but he's turning it on.
He obviously got that from Brando.
Gene Hackman actually said that.
That makes sense.
And I was like, God damn it, Gene, man, what do you got to say stuff like that for?
Gene, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Your last movie was Mooseport, all right?
And understandably, he walked away from film after that. He's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing any more of this shit.
How does it feel that your last project is with Ray Romano, and that made one of the greatest actors in the world to go, you know what? I hate this. Just fuck this. I'm done.
Well, I don't know who read the script, Mooseport, and said, you know what, Gene, this is great. You know what? Read through this script. This is fantastic. You're going to be great in this. They're going to remember you forever for this. Yeah, they're going to remember that was the last fucking movie you did, dude. But it really is a play. And when you have, again, he's teamed up with an actor of incredible caliber. You felt everything from those two. They gave you everything, and in every scene, not just the close-ups. Like I said, in the scene where he's in the wheelchair, he's moving around the house. You're feeling that tension so badly. I saw it in the theater. I'm that old.
I'm jealous of you, man. Because the energy in there must have been so fucking tight.
Right. Oh, it's like having a weight on your chest. If you have an older brother who would put a knee in your chest and then smack you in the face, that's what it was like. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Funny enough. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead, bud.
I was going to just say one thing. It was something you said earlier, how this could be a play. It actually was a play. And the characters, the two actors they casted, because at first I heard this as a play, I'm like, how could they capture that energy? When they gave me the actors, I was like, oh. And it was Bruce Willis and Laurie Metcalf.
Oh, really?
Right? You see how you perked up? You're like wow,
that could be I would have liked to have seen that. Shit.
Right? There has to be some bootleg on YouTube. If anybody can
Yeah.
find that, find it. Because Laurie Metcalf, while she's known for morally comedic roles, if you ever seen Scream 2, holy shit. You know what I mean? And so, and Bruce Willis, I mean, I think he could definitely play this role. So, I mean, I heard it had good reviews. So, but anyways, back to you, Vance. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. And when you start getting into the sheriff knocking on the door and shit like that, you get so hopeful for the character. You're like, is he going to get out? You had so many of those moments where he was so close, and you felt every single one of those moments. And we're going to say this all night. Caan delivers in every single one of those moments. You feel that energy from him, the excitement from him, just from his body language. Even when his legs are all fucked up. In twisty twirls.
Like, honestly, for me, I've always felt this was his best role. I know some people say that's blasphemy, and trust me, I'm Italian. Everybody's like, well, but what about The Godfather? I'm like, look, I love The Godfather. The Godfather is great, but obviously it took a toll on him. High five right there. Come on, he died at a toll booth. Anyways, so just had to do that for myself. That was just for me. Anyways, so, but I just think this film was just fantastic. And like I said, it was simple. It was easy. I mean, definitely easy as in like what they needed to make the film, but obviously these actors gave everything. Because I want to bring up Tom Cook. I agree with this. Some of the best realistic acting, because like when they were fighting in the end, they're smashing. Like you had the typewriter smashes her head, and like a lot of that stuff felt real. Like you can kind of watch a movie and be like, oh, it's just cinematic, but what were your thoughts on that fight scene? Didn't it not feel like a seriously grueling match?
It was the antithesis of most Hollywood fight scenes. Your typical Hollywood fight scene is just this nonstop counter. I hate to go here. Rocky is like one of the most unrealistic fight movies of all time because Rocky is getting punched in the face like 55 times around. All right, it doesn't happen in boxing. But this, there was a visceral feel.
No disagreement. No. Here's the thing. I love and will die by the Rocky films, but there's no debating what you said. Like, dude, that guy taught me how to block with my face. Like I didn't know you blocked with your hands until I did martial arts. I was like, yeah, you just take it right in the face, But
it felt primal. It felt gritty, and because of all of this buildup that you'd had as an audience member, you were so tied. You were so hopeful. You were like, oh man, don't let me down again. One more goddamn time. But the scene itself was you never felt like he was really going to get away until he finally got away. They kept you hanging so many times. Even when he bashed her face with a typewriter, it still felt like, all right, how the fuck is she going to get him now? Did she tripwire the front door? I mean, what the hell?
And that goes to show you just the tour de force acting on her part, because it never felt like it could be over. It never felt like, even to the point how the movie ended where he starts to hallucinate and see Annie, you know what I mean? But James Caan, just seeing him play this like mental chess with Kathy Bates was to me taking class as an actor, watching that occur. And like you said, he's laying down, because if you watch a lot of his movies up to that point, I mean, the guy is very, I don't want to say he's physical like how Robin Williams can be physical acting, but I mean, like, there's a certain body language he does exhibit. Like when he played, when he played Sonny, right? Like he had that swagger, man. He had this, like, you don't fuck with him, you know what I mean? And so like to see him I always think it's amazing when you see an actor get one thing taken away from him and it's like, all right, now do your best role. And it's like, boom. And it's like, whoa. Let's see. I just want to jump over to the comments sections. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. That was a good movie. Let's see. Although she didn't hit her Dusty Muff prime until about Shep with the hot takes. I'll go as far and say Waterboy. All right, I'll go as far because Ben Franklin, the devil. Just so I will counter and say Waterboy. Okay, I will always do that. And it was so funny when Kathy Bates did get nominated for an Oscar recently. Adam Sandler said, "Go get him, mama," on his Twitter, and I thought that was just hysterical. I thought that was just so funny. I love James Caan lays out the most logically sound position on how that paper wouldn't work, and Kathy Bates melts the fuck down. I know, dude. I love how unhinged Kathy Bates was. Like I that was the brilliance to that. Never read the book, but the tension throughout the entire movie was thick. And you could kind of. The book is good. The book is very interesting because you really can see just how crazy their thought processes are. Because it's so weird. Like they jump thought, and it does feel like somebody who wrote this did cocaine. Like. So it is kind of a which he did. He did do a lot of cocaine. All right. If you ever want to know how much cocaine he did,
how much cocaine did he do?
Oh, watch the movie Maximum Overdrive. Just watch the trailer. The trailer's hilarious. The trailer is barely about the movie. It's Stephen King just talking to a camera with his eye crossed, like, "I'm gonna scare the shit out of you." Like, and I was just like, "I'm
with a truck."
So, no, I love that. That would just crack me up. Let's see. Let's see. We got yep. Let's see. Smudge. Oh yeah. The paper. Yeah, paper. SK did. Yeah. I mean, he did do a law blow. Is
that why his eyes are fucked up now? Is that what happened? You do a lot of cocaine,
no, his eyes were always like that.
His
eyes were always like that. Like. If you ever found the picture of him when he first published Carrie, which is his first novel, there was this picture. It's like local New England author gets his first national public, and it's just like it is just so crazy. So no, maybe he was doing coke that young. I don't know, but you know what? God bless. He gave us some of the greatest shit ever, and I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But this movie, like I said, in my humble opinion, it's his best. It's his best. That's where I stand with the matter. Any closing words that you may have for this film?
Wow, I would guess because I did a rewatch when we started talking about doing this, and I would say if there's ever going to be a time when this gets reshown in theaters, and I don't know how far are we at the 30-year mark for Misery?
I think it was 1990, 1991. Hold
1990.
on.
Oh, right. Yeah, we missed a 30-year mark on this. I would say you definitely will, even if you've seen it on TV, it's a great theater experience. And normally for a great theater experience, you can make that recommendation for big science fiction, blockbuster, tons of CGI, shit like that. But this was a film that felt intimate in a theater, and it really was one of the really great all theater experiences that I had for a horror film. Because I'm going to shit on the horror genre for a minute. 9 times out of 10, there's not a lot to horror movies, but this was real life horror. This is horror that you fear your whole fucking life of ever being in, and it's something that you're just like, wow. When you see it in the theater, you're checking into the car, you're like, all right, who the fuck wants to smash me over the side of the head and lock me in a room for the rest of my life?
Yeah,
a couple people.
And what's so crazy about this movie is all the people. So you had Rob Reiner. It really this movie. Hold on, I want to put someone's comment up real fast. It really is hard. Here's the reason why. Which is so interesting because the movie was made by Rob Reiner, who did Stand By Me, which inspired him to call his movie company Castle Rock, which is a fictitious place within the Stephen King universe. And what's interesting about this is that he's a comedy director. I think he did Princess Bride a few years prior, I think.
Right.
Wasn't it? Yeah. So I mean, it's like, so it's so crazy. And then you get Kathy Bates, who's not a known actor. You get James Caan, who's just getting back into the swing of things as acting. And you make this tour de force movie. And what's great is there's another person that needs to be known. It's Greg Nicotero. He is this famous Hollywood horror movie makeup effects guy. And you guys have all seen his works. If you've seen Walking Dead, that's him. He does that, all that. It's amazing. And making that many zombies, that's him. You know, he's done all kinds of movies. He's done a few Quentin Tarantino films. He is known for gore. He is known for good stuff. And that scene where he gets the hobbling scene. No, in the book, it's an axe that cuts off his foot. But they felt like if they use an axe, Kathy Bates' character will be too far to redeem. She had to be like evil but there's some redemption. But I found the hobbling worse.
Yeah.
Like when you see his ankle like drop, oh. And how they did that is his feet were in the bed and those were fake legs, and the hammer was real. The hammer was absolutely real. So because that's just the way they swung it. So, but yeah.
Was she the one with the hammer? Was she Thor with that hammer, or
she was? And that Oscar shows that she was worthy. Tom brought up a good point. I think Castle Rock is code for cocaine. That is about it. That actually is. That is true. And also, yeah, it is the logo after every Seinfeld episode. They do produce it. You're absolutely right. So there you go. But yeah, in closing thoughts, so that's that movie.